The Call to Arms. Taking sides in the war. The border states found between the North and the South had to take a stand that was vital to the development of the war. In April 1861, President Lincoln declared a rebellion in the South. He asked governors to put together an army of 75,000 soldiers to appease the rebellion. Northern states supported Lincoln, but the border states, Kentucky, Missouri, Maryland, and Delaware, tried to remain neutral. Between April and May, Virginia, Arkansas, Tennessee, and North Carolina joined the Confederacy. The Western Virginia counties refused to secede and were admitted in the Union as the state of West Virginia. In the border states, loyalties were still divided. Those border states were crucial to Lincoln, since, in case they turned to the Confederacy, the capital city, Washington, would be surrounded by Confederate states. Delaware had a few enslaved people and supported the Union. Kentucky remained in the Union because the Confederate states had invaded them. Lincoln acted forcefully to hold Missouri and Maryland. Strategies and strengths of North and South. Each side had their advantages and each was sure to win the war. Southern advantages. Confederates would be fighting in their territory because the North had to invade the South. The most experienced military officers were Southerners, like Albert Johnson, Joseph Johnston, and Robert E. Lee. Northern advantages. The North was industrialized, had twice as many railroad tracks, more population, more resources to raise crops, feed, and equip armies. Southern strategy. They would defend their territory until Northerners got tired of fighting. They would seek support from Britain and other European nations, because Europeans needed the cotton harvested in the South. Northern strategy. Seek a quick victory. Blockade of the southern ports to cut off the supply of manufactured goods and block the cotton trade. Gain control of the Mississippi River, the South's main transportation means, thus splitting the South, invade Virginia, and seize Richmond, the Confederate capital. First Battle of Bull Run. Northern expectations for a quick end to the war were thwarted in the first battle. By July 1861, public opinion demanded a quick end to the war, but Union General Irving McDowell wanted time to train soldiers and turn them into an attack force. With a force of 30,000 men, McDowell marched from Washington to Richmond to seize the Confederate capital. About the same amount of Confederates awaited at Manassas. Armies fought along the Bull Run River on July 21. At first, the Union Army pushed forward, but little by little, Confederates seized the advantage. Poorly trained Union soldiers soon began to panic and fled back to Washington. With this defeat, Northerners realized that a long and arduous struggle awaited them. A soldier's life. Rain, mud, disease, and crowded prison camps raised the number of casualties on both sides. Most soldiers spent 3/4 of the time in camp, not fighting. Food was scarce, and they spent a lot of time training. Camp conditions were harsh, especially when rain caused muddy roads and fields. They had no drinking water and suffered outbreaks of smallpox, typhoid fever, and similar diseases. Both sides built prison camps for prisoners of war. These were overcrowded and dangerous places. Nearly 10% of the war casualties perished in prison camps.